All right. Let's clap it up. Episode 47, our last episode of the year. Welcome back to the 5ASIDE podcast.
Yes, sir.
Another audio video journey. Today
sir.
you are joined by
Yo. What's good? Seb.
Kendrick.
Gabriel.
Josh.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us. We got a lot to talk about as always, but I am going to get straight into the swing of things with my question of the week, which I will provide some additional context to because there's a little bit to explain. But as we have just ended the UCL group stage, it is important to note that there's going to be a new format. So my question of the week is, what are y'all thoughts on this new UCL group stage format? So let me explain it to you because it is quite a bit different. So next season, there will be a Swiss-style system in which 36 teams will compete in one big league table as opposed to having individual groups. So each team will play 8 matches against 8 different opponents. The top 8 in the league will advance to the knockout stages. Those who finish 9th through 24th will then compete in a 2-legged playoffs to join the last 16. So completely different from the Champions League that we know and love. Quite a crazy switch up in format, and 4 new additional teams are added. So what are y'all thoughts on this format?
So basically, next year for the Champions League, they're adding a play-in.
A play-in for the knockout stage, and it's one big league table. It's kind of like the European Super League.
It is the
It's actually they got tight at the idea, and so it's a points exactly. So everybody plays 8 matches. The top 8 teams automatically advance to the next round. Then 9th through 24th of the 36 play in a 2-legged play-in.
There's no more groups.
It's one table.
There's
a 36 team. 36 team. One
to be noted.
table.
There's 150 more games than there were less.
Because think about 4 new teams and 2 new matches per team.
That's a great stat.
Yeah, I don't like it personally. It's such an amazing format. We're gonna talk a little bit about the group of death and how exciting that was. Like, why fix what's not broken? Like, the Champions League might be one of the pieces of football that's the least broken, in my opinion, in terms of it's always so exciting. It's always got the amazing storylines, you know, whether it's the Blue Blood teams or team like City winning their first one. Yeah. Like, I feel like the UCL is probably the most consistently exciting competition in footy. I personally do not see the reason to switch it up. I don't know how long it's be in play. But yeah, I just want to see y'all thoughts on it.
I mean, one question that I have for y'all is like, what do you think? Because when they do the switches, it's not just for any reason. What do you think they're trying to improve or highlight? Obviously, bringing up more games. I said that's a good stat. Obviously, trying to improve viewership. But what about the table format is different?
So the reason why, personally, I think it makes sense for them is they get to have a Man City versus a Real Madrid in the group way earlier.
Yeah. Because they don't have the different pots.
What it is.
So you know how the pots work?
Yeah.
So they have to try to have fair groups. Which also always switches up because you still get a group of death. How that occurs just based on how people did in the league table the year before. It's interesting because I'm also wondering, right? Because when you play in a league table, right, you play everybody twice, so it makes sense. But if you have 36 teams and you only play 8 matches, are they still going to use the pot formula to determine who plays who? Because they're going to want to do that to some extent because you also don't want to have a situation where your biggest clubs don't advance either. So I'm going to be interested, how do you determine who of the 36 teams that you play? Is it? Because you only play 8 games. It's really weird. You see what I'm saying?
Is it also structured where, like, because at the end of the day, the people who go to the next stage is a point limit. So it almost makes the knockout stages like what the collection of teams there are going to be more of the elite. Like, there's less of a chance of teams who aren't. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Theoretically, yeah. Because you can't have a group of death because it's all one table. But it goes down to which games you play nonetheless. So, but it is interesting because you don't have to do very well in the group stage or this one table, and now you have a chance at the 2-legged playoff to get into the last 16. Because you can be 24th place of the 36 teams and still get into the next round, which really changes the dynamic.
It changes everything.
It's kind of like the Euros now. You can be 3rd place and advance to the next round in your group.
What's the point limit again?
There's not a point. What do you mean point limit?
All right, so like how many teams go to the next round?
16 still. The 8 are automatic, and then 9 through 24 play each other to advance to fill the last 8 spots,
which is still a next round.
Let's
be honest.
It's like adding a mini round of 16.
Is there a possibility of like too many people holding the same amount of points and they're finished?
I'm sure they have the crazy tiebreaker rules. They'll do a goal difference head-to-head goals for.
Yeah.
It's just weird. We've actually never seen a competition like that.
It's for the kids.
Yeah, it's for the kids with the short attention spans who don't feel like watching Spartak Moscow play Man City twice. Now Man City will play Spartak Moscow once, and then they'll also play Liverpool. They'll play Real Madrid. They'll play AC
Will
Milan.
they though?
Yeah, because they don't play the same team twice. You play
Right,
7
but
different
we
teams
don't
now.
know how they're gonna decide.
The 36.
Do you know what I'm saying? The 8 games is gonna be interesting.
Well,
They're gonna have to have a rule. I'm sure there's
It's
rules.
the same
Like,
thing, though.
financially, it's better for them. For Man
financially,
City.
it's more games.
It's
Yeah.
better for them to play. It's better for Man City to play 7 different teams than 4 different
Yeah,
teams.
that's true. Of course. It's just funny because the European Super League was going to be the idea of pretty much the Champions League as a
Yeah.
league table, and then UEFA was like, "Fuck that! It's anti-football, all that." And now
Yeah.
they're doing it.
I mean, devil's advocate, I'm excited because
No,
I
it'll still
get
be
to
very
watch-
exciting.
I get
Yeah.
to watch more big games in Europe. I think the players are pissed though
It's more games.
because it's way more games.
And another Real Madrid player just got hurt today. We've had so many injuries. Now you're going to add more to that. It's
Yeah.
like
I think one thing too, if we're gonna highlight,
But there's
fact
more
that-
money, so the players will keep making more money.
If we highlight the fact that big teams are playing each other more, though, it also brings down the allure. Like one thing about El Clasico that doesn't make El Clasico anymore is that these Madrid seeing Barca mad times in a year now.
You think? You think?
to be fair. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I
No.
think so.
So if you
No.
think if Madrid starts playing Barca 4 times a year instead of twice, it makes it
Definitely.
Well,
definitely.
to be fair though, the only new extra times they're playing Barca is because Spain expanded the Spanish Super Cup to be 4 teams. Other than that, La Liga, Copa del Rey is this.
Of course,
the
of
same
course.
thing.
And
But
also
there was
yeah,
also just
they're playing one team. You play them once, not twice. So El Clasico
Yeah,
could only
it'll just be one
It'll
match.
be one match.
Mm.
Also, we don't even know if countries can play there. I could check the rules. But for instance, you know how you can't be in the same group as someone from your country? It might be the same way with those 8 matches.
I doubt it. I think they'll
We'll have to
allow
see.
it. It would
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sense.
I
it
can-
would
I can
make
check
sense
as
'cause
well.
That means you can have a Milan derby. You can have a. It would make sense to allow it if you have 7 different teams instead of 4.
like it,
So devil's advocate, that's actually cool, because it allows for there to be derbies in the Champions League way sooner.
Let's
I mean,
see.
you can't beat the hype of like big teams playing each other. Obviously, we'll all watch it, but like
But you're also not.
if
oh,
the
my-
matchups, now you're good. But if the matchups are too often, like it brings, I don't know.
You're also losing that last match excitement that we saw in
Yeah.
the group of death.
Yeah.
Changes quite a bit if I know, I still got the play in.
And if it just starts feeling like another league, it's like,
Yeah,
what's
that's
the
what makes it
point?
so different. That's special is the group.
You know what I mean?
It's the only group stage
having
you
a
watch.
tournament,
having a
Yeah.
tournament format.
But a tournament with a group, because FA Cup, all that, there is no
It's
group.
gonna drag. That 5th, 6th game is gonna drag.
Yeah, because that's when we're ready to be done.
Yeah.
They play so
Yeah.
many games,
I
bro.
don't know.
Yeah,
At the end of the
I mean,
day,
they play 8 matches now, though, right?
they play 6. It's more games.
It's only 6.
Yeah, and it's more teams too.
It's
at
just-
the end of the day, it's gonna be Champions League. We're still gonna watch.
Of course,
We're
of
still
course.
gonna talk about it, but I
Yeah.
hope it just doesn't diminish the quality, because it's also gonna be like managers are gonna have to play their best players less. They're going to have to you know what I'm saying? Like there's gonna
Mhm.
be a lot more.
load management.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more incentive not to play your stars
Mhm.
all through the group stage,
Mhm.
because like they have more matches and then they're gonna have to go on to the next round. Like
Mhm.
you know what I mean? So
One other potential benefit is people often joke about like Man City always getting the easiest group ever. It does kind of take away from that, and then the group of death doesn't exist. So then the team doesn't have an unfair advantage. Like maybe Milan deserved. Like maybe Milan is one of the 16 best, but because of that group, they don't get to go
True.
through. It could fix that. So there are some benefits.
Yep.
But it's strange. We're gonna watch it, of course. We're gonna support it. It's the Champions League, but
One
it
thing-
is strange.
One thing I want
never
to say
seen
is
in any competition actually.
true. Yes.
Yeah, literally never seen
Yeah.
this format ever. So
They're freaky.
One thing I want to say is I think like it could be interesting for the level of like the acceptance of like youth players and like younger people like getting more of a chance to play.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna start heading in a direction where football just kind of like allows for teams to have a way bigger squad, and for like perhaps kids who are maybe not at the same level as some of the best players on the team just being normalized as part of that group. Because at
That's
this
true.
point your squad has to be like, you have to have a deep squad, and like countries like the Italian league, the French league, the German league, who can't afford to like pay actual top level players to have these deep squads will then have to trust their youth, which will make national teams better, because it'll mean that
That's a
that
great
kids
take.
it'll mean that
Yeah.
like younger players like are getting this experience way more.
yeah.
So that's perhaps a positive, is that like national teams, countries that perhaps have struggled recently with like, you know, like the German league doesn't have a striker. The German national team doesn't necessarily have like a top level striker, even though they used to. Like now that 12th, 13th player on the bench is going to be your 19-year-old from the academy. Like it has to be, because where else are you going to find them?
Yeah.
It even goes into the fact that if you bring a lot of games in one competition, it's going to change your load management in other competitions too.
It has
Yeah.
to.
So those kids that you're talking about going to show up in the league.
Yeah.
Exactly. And in the
It's all-
and in the domestic cup.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's already been slowly happening.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
Like the amount of matches that is happening now, is giving opportunities like the dude who
Yep.
scored for City
Yep.
this week.
Mike, I forget his last name.
Nico Paz on Real Madrid as
Yeah.
well, scored the
Yeah,
winner.
just like
in the Champions League.
Mourinho has debuted 15 Roma youth
Academy.
players.
it's
Yeah.
fire.
15.
in Conference League.
No, in the league in
Yeah.
Serie
Oh,
A.
you're saying the
For
yeah.
most ever in Italian
That's
history.
15 is crazy.
15,
Yeah.
15
In
youth
his
players
career or
No,
this year?
for a club. Like,
Just this season?
yeah,
That is insane.
Bro, he said that like one of the players scored and he was about to cry.
Yeah,
like he
I
ran
love
to the
that.
locker room and he's just putting kids on.
Let me tell you one now. One thing about Mourinho, he's it's kind of a lot of people have like a love-hate relationship with him. His players love him though. Like his players really ride for him, bro. Honestly,
Rumor has it that Mourinho's about to come to MLS.
to coach who Inter Miami,
Nah,
that'd be he can't coach Messi. I don't want to say that, bro. That's gross. as hell.
I'd be surprised
you'd be surprised.
if he leaves Roma.
Nah.
He's
It's a good
he's
little
11.
spot.
He's coached like 85 million teams. He's
I do-
gonna leave.
I think
Roma at
Mourinho
some
needs one more.
This guy
point. Am I wrong?
85 million. He'd be moving around a little bit.
A lot.
Moving around. I think he needs one more stint at like a top club.
Who has managed more teams than Mourinho off the top of your head?
I have to look. it up.
Ancelotti's older. He's done a lot, but he also is a bit more stable and obviously a very different type of person.
It's a good question.
But Ancelotti, I mean, he's won the top 5 leagues with different teams,
Hmm.
so that's already 5 there. He's coached, I think, multiple teams in Italy.
Yes,
He has multiple stints in Madrid, multiple teams in England, but obviously different age and also like an all-time.
he
GOAT,
coached
so-
Everton, bro.
Yeah, he did. He did well with them. as well.
Ancelotti.
Yeah.
yeah.
Before
he did.
Madrid.
I don't remember.
Then he
that.
came back, so let me go win
Oh.
another UCL.
Nah, he did. He
It's
did coach
crazy.
them.
Oh yeah, he did.
Shout out Ancelotti, bro.
Why did he coach Everton? How did he coach Everton?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Did they have?
They started cooking once they got the point deduction, though.
Did they have?
Everton's like, bro, fuck that. We winning now. They
Yeah.
balling out, actually.
Can
Shout
I,
out.
Can I
Strange
ask
club.
a quick fire question?
Yeah, what's up?
Don't look like
The
that.
fuck you about to
Kendrick
say,
freestyle
bro?
scary, right?
Nah. I was gonna ask on the topic of New Year's.
Yeah.
What's one thing that y'all are really hoping to see in the New Year's in the footy world? Either related to like football culture, your team, a player.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you're like, if you can manifest something, what's one thing you would manifest for 2024 in the football?
I have one. I hope that AFCON is fantastic.
Mm.
I love AFCON personally. I remember the last one. I mean, it's just fun because like it's like high level football with the shenanigans of me and my friends playing pickup.
Mm.
So like
Yeah.
it's so entertaining and like it just feels like a hidden secret because the world hasn't really embraced it yet. And so like when me and my family watch AFCON, it's just
Well, I was about to say, it's
fantastic.
definitely a hidden secret that's getting out there. It's interesting to see people just taking in more.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If I had to have like a footy resolution, I just hope Copa is fire.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I
Because
just
we're gonna
hope-
be there. It's in our country.
I
Like,
hope Copa like really leaves an impact on like just football, especially in the US, and that the games, the quality of games. You know, we obviously just seen, Brazil versus Argentina get very techie, but it's like, bro, keep that energy and show us what just football in the Americas is about.
yeah, 100%. Copa America is the same for me. As we've talked about before, we have kind of like this U.S. summer takeover of footy over the next few years. This is the first piece of that puzzle. So I just wanted to go absolutely crazy. And I want to have people who are kind of waiting for the World Cup to come to the U.S. as casuals see Copa coming like, oh, no, it's already here. Like, this is nuts. And then just have it build up more. We got the Club World Cup next summer. And then everyone's tweaking out like, oh, the World Cup's here next summer.
Yeah.
And then, so I want it to be like, there's like moments in history where then U.S. footy kind of goes like this. Same with MLS when it got Beckham and then Messi. I want Copa America to do that for U.S. footy. And then for Real Madrid, let's win the league. And we should, but let's
True.
win the league. Yeah.
I think for me, I was watching a UEFA documentary about discrimination, and there was a study that like since Mo Salah joined Liverpool,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like xenophobia
About that. Yeah.
increased by like 24% or 20%, 20+%
Crazy.
in
Yeah.
in Merseyside.
Yep.
And so I hope that is basically replicated throughout the world as like black talent continues to increase in different cities, and just racism in general goes
Yeah.
down, because football literally shifts
Yeah.
culture in different
Mhm.
cities.
That's true.
And even as we talked about the U17 World Cup, like
Yeah.
seeing that type of representation from a young age, demographics changing, just hope it continues to
Yeah.
decrease.
Oh, dude.
I'd love that, as well as just like less abuse of players and referees just on like performance basis.
Facts.
Like we got to chill with how we're going at
Referees
refs.
been getting
Players for
blind.
missing, penalties, whatever, or, goalkeepers making mistakes. Like I really want to see continuous humanization of athletes and referees. I think
Didn't you
that's-
have a
yeah.
question about referees?
I did. Yeah. We can transition to that. Like,
Ask it now.
Yeah, well, my question was, what can we do to have better referees because of all the issues that we have? Not to now start shitting on referees.
I thought your
the
question was.
yeah.
That's
So
funny.
that
funny.
question though came from some exciting news in the referee world. Where let me pull this up so I make sure I get their names correct.
Save yes. Save yourself.
Let me just find their names. So Sam Allison is going to be the first black English Premier League referee in 15 years.
Wavy.
So let's clap it up for our boy Sam. Congrats to him.
wavy.
And Rebecca Welch will become the first ever woman to be part of a referee crew in the English Premier League, based on what I had read. So it's good to see that increased bit of diversity.
The first ever?
That's what it said.
They're
yeah,
catching up.
And I had to like double take it when I looked. It said first
NWSL had a black shorty.
The World Cup had it.
No, I'm
so
about to say they're
it's
playing
about
catch
time.
The first black female ref?
No, just woman ref in the Prem.
No, because was it Champions League?
Champions League.
The all women's.
The World Cup had that.
Oh, okay.
And the Champions League had Francesca, I think was her name.
No,
the Prem never
a couple
had
years
a
ago.
The Prem
That's what it
never had a
said.
female
I can double check right now.
Prem.
That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I've been seeing more like female referees, so I'm just like, maybe I guess I'm
You're looking at the medical staff, boy.
Chill, nah. Am I tweaking? It's been
Look, yeah. Rebecca Welch confirmed as first female Premier League referee.
Maybe
history.
That's crazy.
She will take charge of Fulham versus Burnley on December 23rd, and she'll be the first female referee in the competition's 32 seasons.
Very wavy, man.
Damn.
And they say the competition, it used to just be called the English Premiership. We know they didn't have one before that, so ever. Yeah. So congrats to them. That's important things to see. But no, that kind of made me think of, because there has been a lot of refereeing issues. They should never be dehumanized. But there's been a lot of problems with VAR. There's just been really sus decisions, just lots of inconsistency. And it started having me think just like, what can we actually do to make refs better and have it be more of like an actually appealing position in the sport? Because I feel like in the NBA, refs aren't really hated the same way. Obviously, the NBA rules have been changing with like text and flagrants and all that. But like, I don't know. And at least it's diverse. At least like the players and the referees can kind of look alike. But in footy, we just also don't see that. So I don't know. How do we get more diversity? How do we get better refs? I'm just like, should we pay them more?
Diversity?
Do we make it cool? I don't even know, bro. I just think something needs to change with refs.
I thought your question was completely different, because I was gonna say refs damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
that position is finished. But if you're talking about diversity, like obviously create more of a pipeline and expression and representation.
Because refs can be cool, bro. Like homie who gave the yellow card to a Boubacar after he celebrated. Like that was some cool shit. Like, I don't want to do this, but I don't know.
The way you make refs like at least just like more safe and like more cool is you need to pay them more.
Yeah.
The only way to pay them more is if they're like more valuable. So you have to make them more valuable, which means you have to make them personalities.
Okay.
I was gonna say
your referee Fit Watkins.
No. Who's the referee?
Who says no?
Who's like the
old
Italian?
Oh yeah,
the bald,
the crazy eagle eye nigga.
Bald for real.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no.
Nigga has his own bobblehead toys and shit. Let's find him. Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. You have
Luigi Colina.
There are some refs that have personalities, especially
Plattenberg was a big one,
especially in the Prem.
There was one referee who they made like T-shirts. He's an American ref. Hold on, I gotta find him.
But you feel me? Like there are some refs that already have, but you have to do it at a higher level.
Yeah,
and make them like, if you could tie their like trends and like things they do to like
their
specific
story, like why are you a ref?
Yeah,
it's cool. Interview them, talk to them for real.
Put out the Netflix doc about the 36 refs of the Prem. Do it. Like let's know who they are.
Yeah.
That way, like they're first of all they're human.
That's goes to the humanizing thing.
They're not just these like antagonistic robots that like fuck your team every Sunday.
It's
like, who are these people? Why do they become refs? They have families, they have kids. Like show the Netflix doc where they like come home, it's been a long day, they're like, the kids are like, oh, how was the day? And you know, he turns to the camera, he was like, just have 50,000 people call me a fucking dickhead.
Yeah, actually, bro.
Like,
I think one of the ways too that one of the things people always like to hear from refs is refs talk about their favorite player.
True. Yeah.
So if you're on the pitch during the Champions League final, actually be like, yo, I seen the ref who was on the pitch for when Real Madrid came back for Atletico Madrid and Ramos scored that header. Give him some time to talk about what that was like. And
you have to not show any, like, because even from a neutral standpoint, let's say he's Romanian, like, that's fucking nuts, bro. It's actually like, yo, am I witnessing one of the greatest games? Like, it's fucking what?
Like, bro, I was ready to call the match, and he tied it. What's going on?
World Cup final, we just saw 3-3.
Yeah, like
What the fuck's going through your
That
head?
would be a fire series, like different famous matches from the referees'
Perspective.
Bro, it's actually nuts. And I like the reason about why do you want to become a ref as well.
because they feel the pat,
Of
like they're
course.
feeling all the tense.
You have to call the goal.
They're
Bro,
feeling
with the poker face.
They're feeling all the beef,
Of
like
course.
With the
they
poker
getting in
face.
between the people. Like,
Bro.
I heard Messi
Like,
call
and
this
there's
nigga.
no
a puto.
way.
Yeah.
As a human being, there's no way you don't start feeling like more for one side than the other.
I think there's no way. Yeah.
I,
I don't know.
Enough-
I
enough
wouldn't.
play-
I
enough-
wouldn't be able to.
Enough
Yeah,
players
I
can
can-
cuss you out on one side.
That's
It's like,
true.
yo,
Alright, man.
Yeah, or even show like referee trainings, because some of
Yeah.
these dudes be like 50 plus, like
sprinting.
Oh,
Dumb
athletic,
fit.
bro.
dumb
Refs,
fit.
You
like,
remember-
put them in the hey, yo, NFL, invite
The one who was
footy
sprinting.
referees to the 40-yard dash. Put them in the NFL combine. They
Nah,
be
facts.
sprinting, bro.
That's because that's
What?
actually somebody's
And
dad.
raising that shit.
It's
What
actually
you talking
somebody's
about?
dad
Yeah.
sprinting, keeping up with Cristiano
Yeah, and
Of
Vinny,
course.
bro.
for no reason.
course,
Like,
of
why are
course.
you that fit?
And he
bro?
also speaks 6 languages.
Yeah, what, bro?
Exactly.
And is getting abused the entire
Nah,
game.
like,
Bro,
bro, shout out to refs, bro.
Shout out to refs, man.
bro.
Shout out to the fucking refs,
Yeah,
bro.
like
Fucking
Yeah.
wanker. Yo.
And bro, honestly, they probably, I would assume they're super passionate about the sport
course.
and they just want it to be played in the most fair way possible. Like most good refs are not trying to be over personalities and do too much. So no, I think again, humanize them, show them as people. And I think, hopefully that can make them have a little.
I'd
Huh?
watch a doc about refs.
That's
Of course
fire.
I
Of course, bro. Refs talking about people's favorite players. Like, Neymar's not in Europe anymore. For me,
Yeah.
imagine Doc down the line and you have some refs talking about, bro, I was about to ref this guy and I know he's going to get kicked because he's
Mhm.
about to dribble everybody.
yeah,
Talking
need-
about refs, though,
Mhm.
for me and moving along, like
Yeah.
having refs' perspective about, different rules changing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Wenger rule.
Oh yeah,
Offside, like, that'd be good to hear.
yeah.
Like,
So
what they actually see as fair, what they
Mhm.
see as realistic, because things change with time.
Can you break down what
Yeah.
the Wenger rule is?
He
Yeah,
got
I
it
can
right
do it,
here.
yeah.
You know better than me.
So the Wenger rule, which was promoted by Arsene Wenger, and a rule that when I was first learning the sport as like an 8-9-year-old,
I thought
I thought made the most sense, to be honest. So there's rumors that this rule could become the updated offside rule, which is essentially just that to be offsides, your entire body has to be past the last defender rather than just a small portion of your body.
That's fair.
Because as of now, I think if your toe is literally half an inch, it's offsides. If your shoulder's leaning offside, if your chest is forward, it's offsides. The Wenger rule would be you're not offside unless your entire body is past the defender.
Makes sense.
So
When I was learning the sport, I always thought like, wait, if you're you're leaning, that doesn't even make sense.
so
So I
feel
kind of
like-
see it.
I get it.
That
I,
heavily favors the striker, though.
Of
I,
course, of
wait,
course, yeah.
I get it off rip, but at the same time, it's gonna end up with like some of the same controversy. Because then
Because now it's looking at the back foot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because then it's just
yeah.
then it's just the converse. Like, oh, he's not completely offside because his trailing leg was somewhat in the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it pushes us in a little bit of a better direction though,
Yeah.
because some of these offside rules, like bro, like because what's fucked up too is like I could be leaning in the direction that I'm not even running yet, and my body's like slightly further forward, which actually put me at more of a disadvantage. But I turned quick enough to still get to the ball, but because my shoulder was back here, I'm now offside.
It
Like-
kind of makes sense though. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't.
I
don't
think
know.
one thing that it promotes though is that like because obviously with offside trap for defenders, it's about making sure that the attacker's offside and then
Yeah.
the play gets called off. With the previous rule, you play that trap. Obviously, there's more of a chance that he's get called because, like you said, his nose here could just be above yours.
Mhm.
Now it's like, all right, his whole body needs to be there. I'm either gonna play that offside trap or we're both sprinting because I'm not about
Yeah.
to wait.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So like it favors the striker, but also as a defender, it's like, all right, these battles are gonna turn into like if I'm not sure if he's offside, we're both going for the ball.
yeah.
And so it might turn into like, all right, we're going for the ball, which could be entertaining too.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair.
You know what I mean?
It's interesting. That'd be a crazy rule.
You get what I'm saying though?
Because it changes history in a way. All these
lot.
offsides goals that now would have counted. Like I know that's why I don't think it's gonna happen. But I mean, I think it makes sense.
It makes
But it's such a big
It'll
change. though.
shorten defensive careers by like 7 years.
You think so? VVD's done for?
No, I just like once you're 30, like you can't keep up, like because it's now so
You can't
much more
trap the
about
same
speed.
way. Yeah.
man,
That'll shorten defensive careers.
It's interesting, bro. I don't know. I kind of like it.
that was a good convo.
Yeah, that's
Nice
good.
clip from that.
But absolutely always, bro. But going back to the UCL, we talked about some of our favorite things of 2023 overall, and what we're looking for 2024. What were y'all favorite things about this UCL group stage? And just to give some breakdown of who's advancing to the last 16, we have 4 Spanish. Shout out La Liga for having the most teams. 3 German, 2 Italian, 2 English, 1 Portuguese, 1 French, 1 Dutch, 1 Danish. But yeah, any surprises in the group stage? Any favorite moments? Dark horses now, favorites. standout players, young players that made a little impression on you.
Wow.
Seb, you had a pretty crazy ride compared to any of us.
I was gonna say. So
How was that? How you feeling?
Did you win any games?
Yes, it was with Newcastle, buddy. Did you win any games?
Yeah, did you or even the conference?
didn't you guys beat PSG at home?
Yeah, also.
They tied on points with PSG. PSG was almost out.
That was one of my favorite games because Rafael Leao balled out with the Bugatti boots.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Beat them niggas 3-0.
I do remember that. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I was just asking.
No, they were, bro. Paris qualified by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah,
They shouldn't have.
It's smelly.
A
over
little
there, bro.
penalty against Newcastle,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna go far in the Europa League, and that'll be fun to watch.
It's true.
So we'll have like one like bullshit game against an Eastern European club next month. And then,
Shout out our
People are saying Europa is Liverpool's league to lose.
I agree.
I
The
mean,
way they're playing. Yeah.
could be fun.
That should be fun. I got to shout out Christian Pulisic, you know what I'm saying? Becoming the first American to score in the Champions League for 3 different sides, which is fire.
Oh wow.
PSV also has a bunch of American players,
balling.
Malik Tillman, Ricardo Pepi, and Serginho Dest, who also all had goal contributions in the same match, which ended with Ricardo Pepi scoring a last-minute winner. They're advanced to the next round. They're also balling out, I think, with 16 wins out of 16 in the Dutch league. So yeah, just good to see more Americans balling out in Europe and how this is really just becoming, this is normal now, bro. You know what I mean? And it's cool, even from a diversity perspective, that all those players, kind of represent a nationality in a different way. You've got a black person, you've got a Latino, you've got a mixed race individual, you got white. Like, it actually looks like our population, people for different ethnicities as well, in terms of Pepe Ricardo being Mexican and Serginho Dest being Dutch and Surinamese. Like, it's just dope to see. And the fact that like all these kind of stats are now just all the time, it's really good for U.S. footy.
Amen.
And Real Madrid, only team besides City to win all 6 matches, including a group of Napoli, which is always tough. And we're dealing with 7 to 8 starters have been missing at some point this season. Another ACL tear. David Alaba get well soon, and to still win all 6 matches. Very proud of the boys there too. So that's my other shout out. Got to be to my team.
Who do y'all think is gonna win the Champions League now that everyone's through? Quick picks.
I say Bayern or Madrid has so many ACLs. God damn. Fully healthy Madrid, I would have said. I think next season will be better for
Madrid
it.
was
So also Bayern.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. With mad injuries.
Yeah,
I know.
Good, bro.
No, I know. Winning is just I don't ever say we're gonna win it until we win it. So I'll probably go with Bayern.
I feel you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kendrick.
I don't think City's repeating. They've had a good Champions League run, but they dropped points again in the Premier League. I don't think City's going back to back, bro.
I think a sleeper is Arsenal. I think they looked really good. I think they looked really good in the group stage.
They did. They
look good in the Prem right now. I think they're first or competing closely for first.
They're first, yep.
They're a sleeper team, I think. If Saka's on his thing, Odegaard's on his thing, and they're playing well defensively, they'll be dangerous.
Yeah, that's a good sleeper pick.
They would need some other teams to falter a little bit, but
yeah. Only reason I say no is they've never won the UCL. And I don't think this would be Arsenal's first team to win it. What? It's facts.
No, bro, I'm laughing at Arsenal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nah, because
if this was
that'd be a fire first time. Because like City, they kept knocking at the door. For Arsenal to be first Champions League in like 6 years.
Their fans won't even know how to celebrate.
Yeah, they don't really understand.
Bro, don't even let them get to like the semis.
The fans won't even know what's
bro.
going on.
Arsenal fans are always but then they'll be like, oh, but we're just happy to be here once they get cooked by Bayern or some shit.
I'll just be happy as fuck for Saka.
Of course, bro. Shout out that boy.
That'd be crazy.
Josh.
I mean, it would have to be Bayern. Like as of right now, team's very, very built.
Would you rather be yourself or Harry Kane?
I don't know.
That's still insane, Seb. That's a crazy question.
Bayern, I feel like Bayern didn't even look that crazy in group stage though.
They won 5 and drew 1.
Yeah.
They topped their group with 16 points.
Their group was also like kind of buns.
For sure.
That's true.
But I mean, like
Copenhagen went through in their group.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm
Sure,
saying?
sure.
Like, and
Yeah,
they've
Son
been
is-
faltering.
Yeah,
faltering in the Bundesliga. I think they're like 4th.
No, of course.
Actually, they might be 2nd, but they've been.
They're
faltering.
second. Yeah. You're 4 points behind. So
Yeah.
I got you, bro. I got you. I'm saying.
They got cooked by Frankfurt this
5-1 last week. Yeah.
And so that's another thing too, because like I'm not gonna lie, like as you highlighted the fact that there are little mishaps in the league that might change their focus. Harry Kane also, he's in the champs.
He needs that. I feel
He might have a little fire in him. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see Sane back.
Sane's
facts.
back, bro.
I'm not
He's one of the
gonna
best
lie.
wingers in the world right now.
Bro,
I'm so happy for Sane, bro.
Sane
So
that
happy
is
for him.
doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jamal is the type of player,
Yeah,
even when he's
he's
not the best, if you put him in a knockout stage,
Yeah.
if he has a good day, it's tough.
Oh yeah.
So they have the pieces, but you know what I'm saying?
Pieces, experience. They're the type of team that just always goes far. I think they'll do it.
Harry Kane is there though.
Davies, yeah.
He's been balling out, bro. Don't do
No.
that, yo.
He's
Harry Kane
anti-trophies.
always does well, but he does
Yeah.
not win anything. Bro.
All right, bro.
It's that
That's fair,
simple.
that's
Like,
fair.
he's gonna score goals, but they're not going to win.
You know who
And we're
scores
gonna
goals?
host a watch party and we're gonna watch them lose.
You know who scores goals
Tape that
and
for later.
wins? Cristiano Ronaldo, who has announced a multi-million-dollar
even know who
investment
that is.
deal with UFL, which is a brand that is
Yeah.
trying to compete with Eafc. So my question for y'all is, do you think there ever really can be a competitor to EA Sports when it comes
yeah.
to footy video game? And are any of y'all OGs enough to have played PES?
I mean, PES was
You know the
big in
vibe,
other,
bro.
the other
But like,
PES was big.
That
in
was
other-
my first game, actually. My first footy game was PES. Then I got into FIFA 07, and then from there,
didn't
it was
stick
all
around,
FIFA.
that's the thing.
PES was
Yeah.
big in other countries.
It was
Other-
more European.
and like even some countries, like I don't know, some of my friends in other like regions of Africa used
Yeah.
to play that shit. Oh,
It's got the word soccer in it, by the way.
The
Brits.
reason why I don't think that anybody will be able to compete with EA is because of licensing.
I was just about. That was the problem with PES, bro.
They have so
Didn't have
much-
licensing.
They have so much like rights to the images of like jerseys and stadiums and
Exclusive.
player faces and stuff. I'm sure.
What about losing FIFA though? Do you think that helps another brand have the chance to kind of take that because they're no longer FIFA, which
Yeah.
is
What-
one. That's
I'm
the
sure-
one
I'm
licensing.
sure.
thing.
What I don't understand is why, like, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a period where in 2K you could download like jerseys.
Oh yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like that solves the issue completely.
Yeah.
Where you just give it to you like create this.
You could
base,
download whole rosters
and then you just
stuff.
download it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know
No,
legally
2K
how that
Because
works.
I
Yeah.
feel like if Football Manager and like a
Hmm.
game engineering software that was
Combined.
good at cutscenes
Yeah.
and was able to create storylines, and then you just allow for the fans to download the jerseys to make it like real with all the licensing and the sponsors, you have a better game than EA.
you know what needs to happen is the way that people are
Let's not
so
put that out because they're gonna.
yeah.
Every-
no, boss.
everybody
though.
loved Football Manager.
Yeah, I was gonna
love-
say
Never
though,
played it.
the way 2K people are so attached to their individual my player
Mhm.
and just all the experience around it. You have the park.
Right.
They have a way more developed career mode. All the accessories, the style. Like if FIFA or not FIFA, if another video game brings that personal experience,
Yeah.
2K type
That's a
shit
great
to
point.
it,
That's a
it's
great point.
over for EAFC, bro.
Yeah.
Because the shit's lazy. The shit's lazy straight up. It's like Apple iPhones.
Don't
No,
say
we just
that.
get it
Don't say
because of
that.
branding.
Don't
No,
say
it is though.
Our
We get it because of
expectation, our
branding.
expectation
Of course,
is
of
Yeah,
course.
they working crazy hard.
Yeah.
They put
No.
in hours. To
That's
make
fine. That
video
doesn't make
game.
it. I mean,
No, I
people work
just-
really hard to go to the NBA and don't make it either. Like, you know, that's how life is, isn't it? A lot of people want to have podcasts. They can't get past episode, whatever.
Oh,
So, but no, some real shit, bro. I'm saying it's like when you own,
I don't know
when you
what I
have
just
a
posted.
monopoly.
What is-
No, listen, when you have a monopoly, you just get a little lazy
know what you're saying,
sometimes.
I
That's
know
what,
what
like,
you're
I mean, bro, I
Or it's
got
hard-
Apple everything, but what's
maybe-
different
maybe-
between, you
maybe
know what I'm
instead
saying?
of lazy, it becomes harder to be innovative.
Yeah,
'Cause you
or
get trapped to
there's
the
not
things that-
enough change per season, per
Right,
year.
right.
It's like that's why iPhone sales are falling a little bit, and they got to sell more AirPods
What would
because
you-
actually the phone is not changing, bro. Like
what would be a
we're there for
fire-
branding.
My bad. What
No,
would
you
be a
good.
fire my player storyline? Then let's make one real quick. What's a
I just
fire-
think they need to be more like I think like
Allow for the different types to happen.
Yeah,
Actually,
'cause they
that's the
have a
problem. There
story.
is no story. Like
They do. They have what's his
oh,
name?
the Alex and then the woman now too.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't
They
know.
have a storyline, but I think like
It's
you
too
said,
generic.
Is it dry?
it's too generic.
It's also one.
yeah.
2K can. It's like it's fucking GTA, bro. It's whatever you
Yeah,
want. Like
if
you know
they,
what I'm
if they
saying?
had like an open format
park,
where you
a
could
park.
like have a
Saying, they don't
crib,
the park. Everything.
you could
yes.
drive to the stadium.
Oh, that's what I'm
but
saying.
You could actually
Make
do
it the
training.
Sims, nigga.
Yeah, like if they had it more 2K-ish where you could like actually embody the person.
that's what I'm saying.
And
bro.
obviously, like I'm not pro this because I don't want people to be stuck on the video games all the time. But like that would actually like
wait, what was that, Uncle? What was
yeah. Okay.
what was that little?
nah because part
He
of the
looked back at his former self and realized he would have just sat and played.
no because we all know people who actually just be on 2K all day on my play.
Yeah.
They're happy though. There's some of the
It's-
happy.
it's-
people that-
Anyway,
I think it's more about for the time allotted to the game, have it be a better
Them niggas happy.
and I'm afraid because we're going to like the VR,
VR?
world,
Oh, Lord.
and there's actually gonna be people are actually just gonna be in their VR.
That's a
world.
whole
Instead of-
different societal
Instead of
issue,
training
bro.
to become a footballer,
Put on the
they're
headset.
actually just gonna be on the
Hey,
headset.
don't
But
sleep
guess
on the
what?
money
They
you
might be
can
less
make.
depressed.
Don't sleep on the money you can make.
Oh,
playing
everything's
Yeah.
about
video
money now.
I'm just saying. I mean, money brings happiness to some people.
access to, you know, some things.
I will say,
Hey,
if
does
there's
money
a-
bring happiness? No. Question of the week. Can you buy joy, nigga?
the ticket to the Caribbean is not free. So
Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact.
That's
a
so
fact.
funny.
Nah, they
But
definitely
speaking of joy and happiness, you know, we're gonna move on a little bit to women's footy. Big shout out and congrats to Giselle Thompson, little
facts.
sister of, or actually older sister of Alyssa. Thompson. Little sister,
I think
little
she's-
sister of Alyssa Thompson.
Let
For
me
signing with
double-check.
Angel City. So
It's
big
fine.
congrats to her.
Thompson sisters, man.
Yeah, balling out in the
Funny,
same club.
Uh,
Older or little sister?
She's 18.
Alyssa's like 19.
Yeah.
Should
Yeah,
be, should be.
Fucking sister teenagers on a professional sports team is nuts.
Man.
Oh yeah, she's
younger.
Yeah,
Alyssa Thompson's a year older.
That's what I thought.
Nah, but the crazy story about Giselle is she's coming from an MLS Next team.
Okay.
So she was playing in like a boys academy, and so did Alyssa Thompson. They
Mhm,
both
mhm,
were like the first two girls to play in MLS Next, which is like a boys academy system essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a whole bunch of stories about them getting pushed back, opponents like players, parents being like, "Oh, only reason your daughter is so good is because my son is afraid to like tackle her," or like stuff like that. But I don't know, that shit, like when I was reading about it, I was like, that's actually insane, because imagine being like a teenage girl, like 15, 16, and the pressure of like playing with a bunch of boys.
Yeah, it's more pressure.
Because it's like you're like the level that you have to play at in order to just be validated and accepted,
yeah,
even on your own team, is like actually crazy.
yeah,
Because they're automatically gonna look at you from like a deficit mindset.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Thinking about
But
that level of
congrats to them,
pressure
bro.
at that age, I'm like,
It's
that shit is
facts.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'll say like
also-
anybody who got anything to say about Alyssa Thompson, go see the first goal she ever scored at the end
Come
of
on.
USL.
Facts.
Smacked it off the post.
Ask yourself what you were doing fresh out of high school as
You know
well.
what I'm saying?
so.
And one thing is that it's interesting just to highlight like a lot of women ballers, they go through a time period like that, whether it be in MLS Next, whether it be on the pitch, whether it be
Yeah.
back home. Like
yeah,
that's a lot of people's stories, because you know how, just money is pushed into the men's game around the world.
Mhm.
You gotta, find your way through that and continue. That's interesting though. I'd love to see some highlights of that.
No,
Yeah.
OD. And it's funny because we had the holiday party on Thursday, and I met
Who's
the-
we?
MLS.
Major League Soccer.
Yeah. I met the woman who created the rule like 5 years ago for
Yeah.
MLS Next in order to allow for girls to like be in the MLS Next system.
Wow.
I think she's like Australian, but she's not American. But yeah, she was just like very proud to
That's
be
fire.
the person who like spearheaded that. I think she said there's like 30 girls in the system right now. But that even begs the question, like, why is there not an equivalent? Like we all know about MLS Next, we know about like that system, but why is there not an equivalent for like young girls?
MLS and
Infrastructure,
NWS,
bro.
MLS and NWSL.
Work together.
Do y'all like each other?
Yeah. And this goes to one of the points I made about what's interesting about European sports clubs. Like Real Madrid has the men's soccer team,
Mhm,
the women's soccer team,
mhm.
the basketball team. They're all under the same ownership.
Sporting
so they
club,
have
Real Madrid
they're
Sporting
a
Club.
Real Madrid Sporting Club.
Yep.
They have access to the facilities, to the finances, to the overall budget of this multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Yep.
If you have, the Los Angeles Lakers, men's basketball, women's basketball, men's footy, women's footy. Like, obviously, we're way past that now in the U.S. Like, that's not going to happen. But I feel like that's what it allows Real Madrid Femenina to go from a non-existent club to a Champions League club in like 2 seasons. Like, just like that, bro.
It's a-
Because they have access to that sort of structure.
Yeah.
But when you start a women's footy club, you have to go from the complete ground up.
Yeah.
So shout out a team like Kansas City who has their,
Wow.
I think, the first ever women's footy specific stadium in the U.S. But like, they have to be ground up. They can't be tied to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes it so difficult and why
No, it's a really
it's going
good
to take a mad long time for those sort of academies to be in place, because they can't just be next to MLS. They're not
Mhm.
LA Galaxy men and women,
But it's interesting.
and that. So,
It's interesting because at the same time you have teams like St. Louis, who this was their inaugural season in
Mhm.
MLS. They sold out every single game
it went crazy.
and was first in the Western Conference.
Yeah, they won I think
So it's like
yeah.
it's like at the same time
Easier on the men's side though, because when
Of
that
course,
team
of
starts, the funding's
but
crazy.
It's just in the sense that now we're seeing that like you could create a soccer team.
Oh, yeah.
in a city where
Mhm.
there used to be no soccer
Yeah,
and people will gravitate to it.
for sure.
The fucking Columbus Crew, like who's going to Columbus to play soccer, or Cincinnati? Like,
Yeah.
we have all these teams in like weird cities that
Yeah.
like people don't want to go to that end up being like having the craziest fandom
Mhm.
and the most success.
You know why too? Because they're lacking other professional sports teams.
Yeah,
There's no St. Louis
Cincinnati
and-
Bengals,
right? Right, but there's no St. Louis NBA team.
Yeah, facts,
The
facts,
Rams
facts.
left, so they got and shout out St. Louis Sporting Club as well or soccer club for really being connected to the culture. So they had Ryan Trey, R&B artist I fuck what have you, come to a game. They just did a thing with Smino, another R&B artist / rapper / melodic fucking musician. He's incredible. So they're really tapping in with people from St. Louis. That's why I was joking about, hey man, bring out Sexy Red and Nelly and Jason Tatum and all that. But they're actually like doing that type of stuff. And that's what works with Atlanta, bro. Waka Flocka Flame, 2 Chainz, Jeezy, 21 Savage, all that. So yeah, tapping in with the local culture really helps, bro. And we just heard something crazy outside of our studio. I don't know what that was. Yo.
Somebody just had a big ass
somebody-
burrito.
What they say about Bears? If it's brown, lie down. If it's black, fight back, nigga. We might have to make a
Help the
decision. We might have to
For
make a
those who couldn't
decision.
hear, I'm gonna just turn it up. But
Yeah.
we just heard a large fart outside.
Nigga, that was a
crazy.
fart.
It was waiting to leave the studio.
Someone took a burp, coughed, and farted at the same
Hey, yo.
time.
That's funny as fuck, bro.
Oh, and
Wait. Okay, so before you transition, remember what you were gonna say, because I have a question from before about women's.
ask.
No, because
It's
we
on
may,
the women's topic.
we may not leave it in this question.
Go ahead.
So
What is wrong
Dodgers
with
Space
you?
is my favorite, bro.
What is wrong? What is wrong?
there's nothing wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with me.
There's
That's a
nothing-
funny thing to say to someone. There's nothing wrong with me.
In regards to women's footy, just kind of like what you guys were talking
Yeah.
about Alyson Thompson and like the Thompson sisters and playing like against women, the ability and like the judgment that can come when like a woman is playing with like a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
When you guys have you guys played co-ed soccer recently?
Yeah,
Yeah,
For sure.
Okay.
me and Josh won a co-ed leagues together a couple years ago.
I was there. Trophy celebrations. I took the flicks.
Can I
It was
ask
fun as fuck.
can I ask how y'all feel tackling girls?
Oh, ask Josh.
How do girls
You were
feel?
there for that.
How do
You were there for that, right?
How do girls feel about tackling Josh?
Yeah,
She
that's-
tried to
no,
take him
That's,
out.
the, that's what it's. That's the
You
And
went
Josh knows why I'm
flying,
asking.
bro.
No, but I'll bring
Josh
this
said,
up.
meet. Right, Shorty was
Say, "Get
gone.
off me."
Shorty got dusted, bro.
Get off me.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to her because
She tried.
she tried to tackle Josh.
Tried.
Josh just kept going. She fell, but when she fell, she like bounced. And she went back up. Like she really tumbled
I
over, bro.
listen, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tried to
He didn't
keep
do
up.
nothing though. He was being clean. She was being dirty towards him. I ain't gonna lie.
I
know what
mean,
I'm saying,
Josh is
but-
hard to tackle regardless of the gender.
Yeah, definitely. Nah,
It's
for
true.
real.
It's true.
Genderless difficulty. My thing is more so.
The fucking album title.
genderless difficulties.
My thing is
Story of my life.
Yeah.
anytime I think of people who bring up this question in terms of just co-ed play.
Yep.
When I was in high school, I used to train by myself, like at a local university. There was one
Mhm.
time I was able to train actually with this woman who actually ended up going pro.
Yep.
In Europe. In terms of tackling, bro, when the skill is there, it's gonna be hard. I mean, obviously you want to play and express yourself. There could be a level of care you take within co-ed in general due
Yep.
to just being pickup.
Yeah.
It's not even for me at least. It's not even just a gender thing. It's just the level of competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Cause shit, you be in pickup, somebody kick you from behind. You look behind, and it's like, bro,
Shorty, yeah.
not even. Why are we playing like this? But anybody could give it up. So, my
Yeah.
question, I want Seb to answer his question. I don't want you guys. I want
No, yeah,
Seb
so
to answer his.
You know why I'm
question.
asking the question?
No.
'Cause when we were at Soccer X, we were playing the
Oh, okay,
You remember we had this conversation at Soccer X, like after the game.
okay.
So we were at Soccer X. We played like a little like 5v5 game with like some of the people that were there. And on the team that we played against, there was a woman, I think from Spain, who was playing against us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was she tackling you some way?
yes,
Okay.
and I feel like I didn't feel comfortable like giving back the same level of.
But my question to you,
Yep.
shit, I'm about to literally swallow my mic. My question for you then is it her size or her gender? Because if it was another guy who was like a similar build and you were playing pickup, you would also feel bad trying to tackle it,
I don't
like
know.
shoulder check. I would.
Okay,
Because
so that's the question.
For me, it's like it's not even about the gender; it's about the size. Because I have like relatively broad shoulders. If I'm playing against somebody who's like noticeably like smaller, I'm gonna feel like a dickhead playing pickup, shoulder checking the shit out of him. Or even if we're in a game,
You was doing that at man NFC, bro.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You was shoulder checking everything.
I don't know about that.
on the mic.
I don't know about that. Is
I don't know.
That's perfect.
I don't think
He was
that
running
was.
around.
I don't know about that. Is
I don't know about that.
I don't
And his
know about that.
PSG top. look like
I don't know.
cuckoo, nigga. What?
I think we have it on footage. I think we
Yo,
have footage of
We have
you
you on
tackling
footage
smaller
talking
niggas.
crazy.
Yo.
bro.
No, that was a
Fucking
tackle. That
Skinny
was a
niggas,
tackle.
bro.
I didn't shoulder check. I tackled.
No, okay, shoulder check is yeah. I don't. Well, yeah, okay, for sure.
Nah, of course, optics.
Optics.
It's all about
So for
optics.
me,
But if she's going crazy, like we can go at it, but respectfully though.
Yeah.
But what if she's not going crazy? That's what I'm saying. I'm asking.
No, but
when it's
see,
regular.
For me, that's not about gender. If you're not going
Pick up,
crazy,
it's
I'm
pick
not.
up.
That's,
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
I go
pick
off
up,
of your energy.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah,
That's
I tend to like if we're
that's
having a
fair.
chill pickup, I'm not gonna be the one to turn it up. Like ooh, I'm not that.
Nah, it's a fact. And even like to the
But what if they've turned it up?
Oh yeah, we here.
But
Then
like-
you gotta
I'm
get-
standing
you have
solid,
to
but I'm
get
not
body.
pushing. I'm not like
You're not gonna do a dirty ass tackle.
I don't like. I'm
I'm
not a
gonna-
dirty player.
You're-
I'm-
So you're shoulder checking. So you get an unexpected shoulder check. You're playing co-ed, an unexpected shoulder check from a girl.
Yes.
Are you shoulder checking back the next play?
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because we here.
I don't
That's
think I am.
respect for real. That's respect.
That's,
yeah.
that's the whole point.
Mm.
Also, some of the best athlete at my
optics
high
are
school was a
weird.
girl soccer player, and she went pro in Europe as well.
But the point is that
Crazy.
the optics shouldn't be weird.
I know.
So
I know.
You
But
should just fuck.
but then it comes.
Well,
then
it depends.
but
Are
then
you
it
knocking
flips.
her on the ass?
But then it
That's
flips.
OD.
Then it flips.
You
What
shouldn't
if
do
she
that to
falls?
anyone.
Then you're the dickhead nigga who just made this girl
but
fall.
what I'm
Nah,
saying,
she's playing
but,
like that is different.
but what I'm saying is it's the same thing if it's a small dude.
yeah,
It's not.
I
Yes,
swear
it
to
is.
God,
I
it
think it
is.
is.
I swear to God, it is. Especially in pickup.
it's actually worse. If
you're out
she's
here-
on it on some tough shit, and the casual little dude is like knocking
It's
him over is worse
no,
than her.
Guys, if it's a little dude who's like
What?
shoulder checking and being like too aggressive and you shoulder check him
Oh.
and it's a bunch of guys playing, totally fair. If it's a smaller girl who shoulder checks you and you make her fall, the optics are not the same.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys know that.
They're not
I'm also
exactly
not
the
sure.
same.
They're not
They're
exactly the
not
same,
exactly the same, but I
Yeah.
feel like it's the same then. At least for me.
It should be the same, but it's
I
not.
think it is.
it isn't.
You think it is the same?
Wait, we're saying
Like the
It's
way
not.
that you're going to be viewed
wait,
by the rest of the people
shoulder
playing.
check because people could define things differently. Are you saying like straight up just like knock you over?
Yep.
Oh, nah, that's OD.
It's OD.
Can
But
I
if
Like
you
on
do
some
that,
almost
but-
off ball shit, that's
but
crazy.
if you did that to the smaller
Nah, but that's
guy who's
also
been
crazy.
running around, like the way that the guy who is smaller gets looked at versus the girl who is
It's
smaller
not the
gets looked at
same.
is not the
It's-
same.
No, it's not
What's
the
your
same.
What's your point though?
But I
I'm
think
just saying,
they're
like,
but it's
Josh
both
and I had
frowned
this
upon.
conversation where basically like
You have to be soft.
The-
That's what you're saying.
No. I wouldn't say
no, Josh did not say that. I'm not.
No.
It's
I
not-
was asking him that.
But-
No, like the question from me that I was asking Josh is like, is it better to essentially you want to be welcoming? We're kind of in a period where women's soccer is like growing and growing and growing, and I feel like we all have a certain level of responsibility to be as welcoming as possible because we've heard like all these stories about guys who've just been dickheads to girls who just want to play.
Mhm.
But if you're like physically just like a dickhead about it,
dominating.
yeah, dominating, it makes it not as welcoming, and yet you're not treating them fairly. So are you doing the right thing?
I really think is obviously it's gonna be looked at in different ways because of just the gender dynamics in the world.
Mhm.
But I do think it's a similar energy because it's like if we're trying to be welcoming
Yep.
and you're just pushing around a dude who's trying to play, enjoy the game because you're bigger than him, it's gonna be looked at like, all right, you're being a dick. At least because I don't know, maybe I'm not at D1 pickup where like everybody's shoving each
Yeah,
other,
I don't know. Yeah,
But I still feel like it's a similar energy of like, bro,
Yeah.
chill out, like
Yeah.
you're just playing.
yeah.
Why are you doing all that? We know you're better, or like it's the same thing if somebody is like much better skillfully
Yeah.
and he's just dribbling out of like taking the mick out of everybody on the pitch, and it's like, all right, bro, like we get it, you're good.
Yeah. Like
you don't need to like show that to all of us.
And so you think you should not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
But yeah, the last topic in this segment was
Lamar Hunt.
no, I wanted to bring up the documentary.
Okay, yeah, for the women's, yeah.
I really
Still gotta catch up. but-
What's it called? Okay, so
Take your time for sure.
the U.S. women's national team dropped a documentary called Under Pressure.
Mhm.
It's a 4-episode series about
Me don't know about
the
pressure.
Women's World Cup,
Me don't know about
specifically the U.S. women's national team and how they basically went out in the round of 16. I really appreciate the documentary because it did a really good job of highlighting some of the players that we normally don't get to hear about.
Mhm.
So they talked about Lynn Williams. They talked about Katie Mew. What's her name?
Mewis.
Katie
yeah.
Mewis
Christy
from
Mewis, I
Gotham.
think.
Christy
I think
Mewis
Christy Mewis, yeah.
from Gotham. Alyssa Thompson. There's also a young woman who this was her first ever like U.S. cap, DeMello. And she started in like the group stage.
Mm.
So it was just like, even me explaining it, I'm hearing about all these players that like I wouldn't have heard of otherwise. You
Mhm.
normally hear about the Rapinos, the Alex Morgans, So yeah, I thought it was super dope. It was good to see also like they focused on the fact that there was so much pressure on this team to get the 3-peat.
They needed to.
Like
Yeah.
for example, the first game they played against Vietnam
Mhm.
in the group stage, they won the game 3-0, but they were getting shitted on because they're like, oh, y'all should have won like 13-0,
Yeah, it's
10-0.
Yeah.
It's like to even think about beating that mind state where winning 3-0 isn't enough.
Mhm.
And like you have to dominate every single match. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different level of
It's
pressure
different,
because
bro.
even when you win, people are shitting on you. So yeah, it's just a testament to like how strong that group of women is in general.
The history of the national team.
The history of the national team. I learned that like in the 1999 World Cup when the US won, they were literally promoting the matches themselves. Like they were going hosting like little camps and
crazy.
Showcases around the country to basically get people excited about the team to come to games. So there's a lot of history in the team, a lot of pressure. So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly encourage it just as a soccer fan because it's a perspective that I don't think any of us have really ever gotten to see in documentary format. Like
No, I gotta check that out, bro.
Yeah.
And honestly, bro, like winning 3 straight World Cups is just not a reasonable expectation at all. You already went back to back, and I actually got to see them play in Paris at the 2019 World Cup. I think they beat Chile 3-0 to end the group stage. It was amazing to see all those American fans travel all the way to Paris for that as well. So yeah, bro, after going back to back, the 3-peat is just like extra icing on the cake, but it is what it is. And the women's game keeps catching up globally.
Yeah.
You know, countries like Spain, right?
Yeah,
They just won it because now they're catching up to their men's level. Other countries are. So that competition is actually a good thing. And it's just not fair to expect the U.S. I think they've won, 4 of the 10 ever World Cups in the women's?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to win 40% of the World Cups. That's not fair. So
and
shout out to them. And yeah, bro, for sure.
Even another thing I appreciated too, I'm not trying to take up too much time, but
yeah, of course.
I thought it was cool that they showed what happened after the World Cup. So for example, like there's been a bunch of documentaries about like the men's World Cup, but we never get to see like the players' experience when they like go out and around the 16 and like how they deal with that. And they were basically talking about how like the day after the match, they were getting emails from like the federation, like, all right, we're about to book your flight. Like, what time are you trying to leave? And they all just had to go home. So it's like they have this insane defeat, like emotionally, like emotionally devastating defeat, and then they can't even spend time to like process everything with their teammates.
Yeah,
they all have to go home. They all go back to training with their club teams, and they have to deal with that like emotional stress by themselves, separated from the people that they experienced it with, until they get to see each other in camp, whatever months later.
And
and if we're talking about humanizing people, that's something that we don't ever hear about.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, them niggas suck.
they
went out.
You know what the problem is though? Carly Lloyd, you know, not to like make it about a specific person, but she, you know, World Cup winner. I saw her play all that, but she wasn't really giving grace to them losing either. And she was tight that there was even smiles on their faces at certain points. Like, I don't know. I never liked when people do that, especially when you've been in that position. And I do understand there is a certain level of competitiveness needed at that level to win the World Cup.
Carly hasn't been in that position recently, like with the U.S. national team. To be fair, Carly,
she has been. No, she has. What do you mean she hasn't?
They won.
No, facts, exactly. Yeah. But she didn't win every World Cup she played in either. She didn't only play in. You see what I'm saying?
I thought she.
No, she won 2. She's amazing, bro. I saw her play.
I thought she only played in 2. I'm bugging.
I would assume she played in 2011 as well.
Check.
No, because she had a long career. Yeah, I think she played in 3 or 4 World Cups. But I mean, Alyssa Thompson was 18 at the World Cup. Like, bro, her fucking career's not over. Like, it's okay. There's disappointments and everything. I mean, the USA doesn't always win the Olympics in basketball. Then they come back and beat everybody by 40 points. Like,
it shows the competitiveness and the expectation of a winner in general.
But it's also just unreasonable. That's why I always say too, like repeating in the Champions League, bro. Like City does not have to win.
Behind the scenes, athletics, they're all unreasonable.
Of course. But it doesn't mean we should expect it.
100. No, I'm not saying that she should do that, but like it actually, that narrative is definitely pushed behind the scenes. Kane said what? Kane said he went to Bayern and you know, after a couple games they lost, that there was a lot more pressure.
Did he leave?
Yeah. Nah, but he was just saying it's different from Tottenham. It's like, bro, like it's unreasonable expectation.
It is. Yeah. But sometimes it could be unhealthy. That's what forces people to crumble.
It's very unhealthy.
Yeah.
A sports career is unhealthy as fuck.
You know who didn't crumble though? 5ASIDE fucking podcast. Filming their last episode of 2023.
You're annoying.
You know what I'm saying? So we've had a long year. I don't know how many episodes
last
this year.
Episode
was 30. Was it at least 30 episodes this year or so?
Probably
about 30 or so.
Might be.
We went on tour, which included Miami for the Hyphenate fashion show. We went to Philly through Wavy Footy
We went
for
to
the
DC.
Icarus Cup. We went to DC for
Body Armor.
Body Armor Creators Cup for MLS All Star, and then we went to Atlanta, Guadalajara, Mexico, Los Angeles, and San Francisco for parts of the La Liga Summer Tour, La Liga and EPL Summer Tour, as well as part of the DirecTV SC Tour, Soccer Cup Tour, Champions Cup, whatever it was called.
We started,
hell, bro.
We started in New York with Daily Paper.
Started in New York, and we hosted the Daily Paper watch party for the UCL final too.
Started in New York with the ground where we was putting on for 4K Winker.
My birthday weekend, first time I got cornrows. Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff that I'm forgetting.
The chair event we just had for the tournament as well, collabing with them. So all the times the stew, the stuff we done outside of it, the pickup stuff, bro. It's been a long year.
I will say,
fucking hell. How y'all feeling?
How
y'all feeling about this year, and how y'all feeling about next year?
I mean, this year it was a year of we didn't really have time to sit in anything.
Next.
Like I want y'all to know, you see the tour happen, all this stuff you see happen, it's all last minute, bro.
Yeah.
It's not like, yo, we have like months to plan. There's very few things that you have to plan. Very adaptable, versatile people in these chairs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like for me, this year was very like on kind of like what you said. It was not a lot of time to prepare. A lot of it was like very ongoing, reactive. And granted, this is our first full year, so it should be like that.
Yeah,
it should be adaptive. But I'm looking forward to next year being able to like plan and be a lot more intentional about the things that we're gonna like invest into financially, time-wise. And just like really execute on the things that we're like able to sit down and set forward ahead of time.
Amen. Bro, please, we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray for 5ASIDE podcast. Pray for that. Bro, that's serious.
No, it's like
it's a mental.
Ain't nobody praying for me.
Mental state of mind.
Yeah, we had the opportunity this year to like really lay the foundation and go crazy and meet people and release a million pieces of content.
We interviewed mad players too. I didn't even say that yet. We interviewed like 7 national team players,
legendary players.
Bro.
So we laid the foundation out for ourselves, and now it's time to go into the new year with like, all right, we've done all these things. How do we like elevate, but also be more intentional, expand?
Yeah. Because I feel like it starts with like, okay, we just want motion. We just want to be doing shit.
Yeah.
But then it's way too much shit, which is great. It's like it's a blessing and a privilege to have too many things to be able to do and pursue. But now it's like, all right, let's chill. Next 2 weeks into the new year, clear the space. It is these things you execute on, and then fucking just go ahead with it.
No, we're gonna talk about this shit. It's layers of purpose.
Come on, bro.
I won't lie. Like, it's definitely one of those things. Like operating in chaos. Even the sport we talk about is chaotic.
The most chaotic, like objectively, almost.
You know what I mean?
Because of how big it is, yeah.
And so to be highlighting what's going on all the time, whether it be through 5ASIDE, not just 5ASIDE, we have a collective. We have different brands that are coming together with different initiatives, different mindsets and whatnot. And so, like you said, in terms of this year, being able to plan and actually like strategize how to, continue to bring this experience, connect with y'all. But it's been cool to see what podcasting can do. Especially in the city that we're in. New York City culture has also been really cool. There's been a lot of stuff, even on Saturday's football, we're able to go to. We didn't even talk about EA, the launch we went to. Like,
forgot about that. Bro, I met 2 of my favorite athletes.
Besides,
2 Knicks, like what? And Drogba was right there. Like, what's going on?
Besides,
say that.
For me, besides all the events that we host, the stuff we've had to be at, like Gabe just highlighted, and spaces we've had to be in, it's been very hectic. But you pray for times like this. And it helps us grow. Like, I think one of the things that y'all should know about everybody here is that we are committed to growing. Growing is not comfortable. So if you don't like comfort, or if you don't like being uncomfortable, you're finished. Bro.
Seb, how you feeling, bro?
Seb over here brewing.
I can tell that he's getting ready to spit some amazing
I don't have
shit.
anything to say.
I didn't mean in a.
No, I meant in the best way. I felt like you're about to drop some crazy.
I'm just proud of you guys.
I appreciate it. Proud of you, bro.
I'm just proud of us.
Bro, there's things that you're doing, I don't even know if you want to say out loud, that are absolutely unbelievable. You said next time?
Next year.
Next year? Yeah, this dude's going crazy. Like, it's actually just insane.
It's too much.
Like, when you really deep it, what the fuck? Like, it's incredible.
It's too much, bro. And like, at the end of the day, like, 5ASIDE didn't just come in 2022, didn't come in 2023. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a long time coming.
For sure. Like, there was this one post that I might even still do, might get up. But when we went to Miami, second time being there, it was cool to see some of the same faces.
Yeah.
Some guys takes pictures. I'm forgetting his name. Starts with Z. Is it Zach?
Z-Laugh Media. Evan.
Evan.
The
Shout
boy
out
from
Evan.
Charlotte.
I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie, Evan. For me,
He's
every
a
time I see
cool
you,
ass dude, bro.
your name could be Zach. But I seen him juggling to the side. I know that's crazy.
With the
It's like,
camera.
forget.
With the camera.
But
I have a
seen-
flick of that. I have a film flick of him. I'm gonna put that in an episode of
Word.
him juggling with the camera. Yeah.
And the thing for me that stood out about that, I had a post of me juggling with the camera. I said,
Yeah.
says photography is wavy, but for all of us to get into this space, we all started with kicking a ball somewhere.
Facts.
That's
You have to love the sport at the end of the day.
Bro.
First,
that
your
sport
first
gave
love has
you
to be a sport. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
gave you some type of connection with the ball itself, with the memories you've had with it, with your family, all that type of stuff. And so that's what brought us here. It's cool. It's real cool shit.
Yeah, I got speaking of the tour as well, I got this wristband. I don't know if y'all remember, we were in LA on Fairfax waiting for country to get the haircut.
For sure.
And homie's like, yo, I'm
course.
selling wristbands.
Of course.
So I had
Yeah,
to
yeah.
cop one. And it says, success is in the dedication,
Yep, I
inspire
remember that.
others. And so I feel like that's something we got to talk about too, is like, I want to be an example for people that from day one, 100% believed in themselves, said they would do it, and are actually doing it, and can be the example that when you look back, they didn't just say, oh, believe in yourself, work hard when they're at the top, and it's like, oh, it's kind of an unattainable goal.
No.
Like you're seeing us every day, week by week, brick by brick, on my story, episode blank number loading, same little selfie, little Drake song on, telling you what we're doing, where we're going, and like we're showing you, we're documenting the journey to prove that whatever you want to put your mind to, you can do as well.
Yep.
If that's in podcasting, if that's in music, if you want to be an athlete, like we want to be general inspiration for people and be like vocally open about that as well. So definitely something very important for me.
What's the
And
I was gonna ask you guys, what's the most important thing you guys have learned in this journey?
Most important thing is hard.
One of something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna continue what I was saying. Like you actually have to really believe in yourself, bro. Like you have to be able to be straight tunnel vision, not knowing when the bread is coming, not knowing. It's like the meme of the person who's just digging and digging and digging in the tunnel, and then he's like one more dig away from getting to the diamond or to the bag or whatever is in the meme or whatever. Like you actually just have to keep going. You have to believe in yourself, bro. Because if you don't, who's gonna believe in you, bro?
Yeah.
Like now I'm getting into film photography. I didn't believe I'd take amazing photos. Why the fuck are you gonna have me at your party to take flicks? Like for whatever you're doing, you actually have to believe in
I
yourself.
won't lie. Shout out, Gabe, for getting into that. I remember little anecdote. First shoot we had for BSC. For me, this was in Brooklyn. I was taking pictures of Gabe. It was like, you behind the camera in my face, you gonna do shit. I said, nigga, pick up the camera.
You did, yeah.
And he been picking up the camera ever since.
Fact.
In terms of just most important, it's hard to put most important, but one thing you learn is just layers of purpose within alignment within the space, but also like how you adapt and evolve. For me, I've always said culture before brand, before business. How you evolve within 5ASIDE, within the other initiatives we have is one of the biggest things. Because, like I said, 5ASIDE isn't just 5ASIDE. Everybody got a lot of stuff going on. So how does that other stuff change and also continue to hold the concepts and integrity of what you started? So it's a big evolution. Wavy is not the same as it was. You know what I'm saying? Which is a great thing. Like that's been a really cool thing to learn and to like just adapt to it. So we'll see. I imagine this next year gonna be a madness as well. So
it will be a madness.
Please pray for rest.
Yeah.
Y'all better rest. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I think for me, one of the biggest lessons I've learned this year is that picking up something that you genuinely care about, on top of like whether you're in school or you have a career or something like that, teaches you another layer of discipline that most other things in life will not teach you.
It's facts.
Like when I'm on this commute on the train going to work at 7:00 in the morning and I have an hour to like do nothing and sleep, and I'm watching the person next to me snoring, but I'm editing like content for the podcast, and I'm doing that every single morning when I get up, like whether I'm tired as fuck or not, like that's another layer of discipline that like many other things in life won't teach you, because you have to learn how to like schedule your day. You have to learn how to, persevere through fatigue and through being like, oh, I don't want to do this. You have to learn to like love the pain. Like you have to learn to appreciate the moments when you're able to look back and be like, yo, I really did not want to sit and do that, but I did it. And like that shit did well, or like that shit contributed to my goal. Or even if
it doesn't, man.
Bro, I saw
that's the thing, bro. Fuck the number. Oh, talk about I was gonna say it because numbers.
I saw a clip the other day that was like the most one of the most humbling feelings is when you spend 4 days editing a piece of content and it gets 100 views. And I was like, yo, I feel that, because
our episodes sometimes.
Sometimes it's like, yo,
what happens, bro?
you might stay up an extra couple hours and you go to work and you're falling asleep at your desk, and that video that you edited and you posted got no engagement.
Mhm.
But it's like you have to find joy in knowing that you still contributed to a goal that you have.
Did it for yourself.
Yeah,
Facts.
you did it for yourself. You did it for the people you're working with.
Mhm.
Like, regardless, like you're saying, regardless of the numbers, like you can feel a sense of accomplishment in that.
And what's part of that too, I think is so important is why you have to do this because you love it.
Yeah.
And not for numbers and not for money and not for whatever. Like essentially with Wavy Footy, with 5ASIDE, with BSC, with everything we're doing, we're creating something that almost in a way we selfishly wanted that we didn't have.
Hey,
like we didn't have
that's
this
a bar.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have this podcast
Bar.
as, you
I
know,
wish, yeah.
young Black Americans to listen to feel like people we relate with talk about the sport.
Bro,
Wavy Footy, we didn't have a media place to have
photography.
fashion, film,
Photography.
fashion, photography, the
Music.
sport itself, Black excellence, music, the men and women's
Women's
side, the
side.
diaspora. Like,
Bro.
we didn't have that.
No.
Hosting my little Vino Fridays, I was like, where can I go to hear some fucking wavy new R&B mixed with Afrobeat and West Coast music and sip wine? I can't have it. I'm making the party for it. Like,
Bro.
like in a way, you have to selfishly create what you want so that regardless of anything, you're going to have a good time doing it, bro.
Bro, that's the thing is,
Like-
if you want it, there are other people that want it too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But then you're also having joy in it as well. And then it's also as authentic to you as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things of advice is like, in that sense, be as selfish as you can in creating something you love. I mean, think about music too. As an artist, bro, obviously there's different ways you can go viral. Right now, like the Jersey Philly club sound is obviously popping off, but it's gonna fade. The drill sound faded, right? The trap sound faded. Like, make the music that you love, and those fans are gonna fuck with you way more. They're gonna pay for the tickets to go to your concert. Like, whatever you're creating, create something that you genuinely love, because you're gonna be happier through that, bro. I promise.
You gotta do
I
it
promise.
for yourself first, son.
Yep.
And like
Facts.
at the end of the day, it's also like 5ASIDE, we've been able to bring together the communities that we've already reached out to, and you know, bring a more tangible product to them in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, like other people are going to fuck with your thing and think the same way. It's all about community, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the people we're gonna meet 2024. I'm excited for the situations we're gonna finesse, the situations we're not gonna finesse well, and what we're gonna learn. Even Soccer X, that was some last minute team, bro.
Last
Barely made it.
minutes.
Barely made it out there for me. We just like, let's just go. And
And you hosted it.
that's the life we live.
Yeah.
You hosted it.
Yeah, and then
went
hosted it.
crazy.
Then
You hosted it and went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expose people to people that they may have never, ever heard
Heard it.
about.
Facts.
I have friends like, yo, what is the Jamaican like Premier League, or what is the Jamaican like soccer? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
that's good.
otherwise, you would have never heard of it.
Nah, it's a fire league, man.
Seb? Dad?
Yeah, I think the first thing is that like there is always an audience, and instead of trying to shoot for like this bland general wide array of like an audience, instead of trying to find like, you know, the generalization of who will watch you, create content for like the one person, create content even for yourself, and you'll find that there are other
Facts.
people that like what you like.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the second thing is that like consistency is key. Like post the fucking video, dude.
Yeah.
Just post the video. Don't worry about if you think that like people will think that there's anything.
It's all right.
So we better continue that sentence,
Yeah.
boy.
Okay. Appreciate you.
No worries, no worries.
All right, bless.
No, yeah, just post the video. Like post the video. That even if you think it's corny, even if you think it's cringy, you care about it and you've like dreamed about what this could be long term. You have to start somewhere. Like you'd rather be whatever age you are now, having done it, than wait 5 years and be whatever age you are in 5 years, not having done it.
Mm-hmm.
I think
And
one
this
thing
is
that
coming
you're
from a
also
13-year-old.
highlighting- One
Yeah,
thing you're
man,
also highlighting is just the fact that at the end of the day, the quicker you learn things, the quicker you grow.
And be excited for the mistakes.
Of course,
Yeah,
You have
and
to learn
that's
how
the
to be
thing about.
excited for like failing.
Of course, the way to win is to fail, and decision
You learn
timing
from
is how you learn. Like you post the video sooner, you get the results sooner. What things that you can edit, make better. Consistency is something that I definitely appreciate a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I love consistency, but it's tough, and take breaks too. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things too. Like
Find a ways to create consistency within your breaks.
your
Like,
pace is holy.
Yeah.
Like your pace is holy. Whatever you got going on. I think one of the things too, not to get too off topic, but definitely goes in line with a lot of things I've been thinking about personally in my life. I don't like to bring that all out. But it's interesting when you look at creative expression, because music is one of the few places where like an artist taking a break is accepted.
And needed. We're actually, bro. You know how much I like Drake. Drake, take a break, please.
No, but you feel me?
Yeah.
Whereas like an athlete,
No,
I don't
you know
care.
Drake's
I
name?
don't care how you feel. Produce.
Yeah.
But have that same concept when you, especially if you're creating content, your pace is holy, man. And that type of inspiration, it'll
Yeah.
come to you.
One question I have for y'all to kind of close this out is, how do y'all feel about being perceived in a way? Like the fact that, bro, I'm doing photography at a party. It's like, are you from 5ASIDE? Oh, I
Yeah.
love the podcast,
Yeah.
bro. I saw yo. I'm like, damn, like people actually see you as like, you know, part of this
One
group,
word.
part of this collective.
Yeah.
And then
Vulnerable.
even,
One
You know what
word
I'm
is vulnerable.
and also just even like the pressure and the expectations of where we're
Vulnerability.
going. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, oh, y'all are gonna blow up, y'all going crazy, and it's like, fuck, we actually have to blow up now. Like, I need to be at the Met Gala with Rocky, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Like, how do y'all feel about that? Because everyone's like,
It's a fair
when they see you
question.
as a golden child type shit, and they're like, wait,
Listen,
you know?
I'm gonna be honest. It's definitely like, I don't care how good we look on camera, how well we're doing. We're all vulnerable. Nah, anxiety like shit.
Anxiety as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? We're on the modern version of TV, bro. Cable's not a thing no more.
This shit's dead.
It's mad vulnerable. Like I'm over here talking about what, but we're the people that talk about it. We've
Yeah.
been doing this for time, so
Yeah.
it's also a growing lesson within that. Realizing what actually counts and what doesn't. Not putting as much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. That's why you gotta really love it and do it for yourself, do it for your group, because worrying about the outside pressure is it's not good stuff. But
How
it's hard
people-
to not feel it though at the same time.
How people perceiving you, bro?
Hmm?
How people perceiving you?
So I mean, like, bro, if I'm at the, you know, the work holiday parties, oh, I was the party, you guys gonna care? What's nice? Like it's all that type of shit, bro.
It's
So,
always love in
like-
person.
yeah,
It's always love in person.
yeah, of course.
I feel like when it comes to being perceived, somebody posted a picture the other day that was something along the lines of like, you should post photos of yourself because otherwise you didn't exist. And like, why I feel like that relates to this is because I feel like we all know how much like we care about this sport. We all know how much we care about like our representation in this sport, and like you spoke to, or whoever spoke to it, creating something that we wanted as like children.
Yeah,
Like, I think one of the most important things about this is that like we're all gonna be able to look back in the future and be like, we set out to do this and did that, and like we could show our kids this. We could show like whoever in the future.
You're having
this, and-
kids?
Huh?
You're having kids?
God willing.
Inshallah.
Yeah, like
So
but yeah, I don't know how much deeper to get than that, but when it comes to being perceived, it's like we'll just be able to look back and say like we left a print on, even if it was one person or
Yeah,
the millions of people who have seen our faces online.
yeah.
And we did something that we set out to do. We shared the message that we wanted to share, regardless of people were racist towards us.
Yeah.
Or
Yo,
hated
Sab,
us
get the
'cause we-
fuck out of Italy, nigga.
or hated us because we're Americans. Like,
Yeah.
we just were consistent. We did it, and
Yeah,
like nobody could take that away from us.
facts, bro.
100.
And that goes back to again, like I want us to be that trail of inspiration. Like we told you from day one what was going to happen, had that self-belief and confidence. And I want people to be able to have that same self-belief and confidence, whatever they're doing, bro. Because if you love it that much and you put that much effort in, it will happen for you. The only question is time, honestly. So
If you love us,
that's that.
fund us.
That's
If you
that on
love
that.
us,
And if you love
share
us,
the
fund us.
video.
Definitely share the
Like,
video.
subscribe,
like, comment,
comment.
subscribe, the whole nine.
All
He's
right.
gonna have some sick shit.
Football trivia, year in wrap up 2023. Gabe has done World Cup for 300.
Let's do it.
World Cup for 300, football 2023 Jeopardy. Brazilian player Richarlison celebrated by mimicking this animal during the World Cup.
That's easy as fuck.
You got it when he missed.
I'm
Then.
feeling it. Yeah.
Is that how Jeopardy works?
You have to ask me the question.
Oh, we
You have
said we're answering as a group.
to-
Now we're doing individual.
in question form.
I got the answer.
How
much time does he have?
How
How much time does
I
he
wanna
doesn't
say
know it. He doesn't
kangaroo.
know it.
Nah, because I could just guess it and be correct. Fuck. It was a crazy goal too. It was the bicycle kick, right? Damn. so
I
annoying.
got it, bro.
I got it too, nigga.
Sausage- I know, but I said it already.
That's
You did. I
fine.
guess
But
how
I'm
do you-
saying,
what else do you-
just don't fuck it
Peep,
up.
peep.
What is a kangaroo?
KB.
It was a pigeon.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I just said, what is a kangaroo?
Remember, he celebrated with the coach.
He was
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
You know it too. He was like,
No, I do. Yeah. I know. I was thinking king. Oh, the Women's World Cup was in Australia. That's why I said kangaroo. Okay.
Josh. This football player is now
what was
putting
the
out
context
music
of
with a group under the name 19F.
You have to ask a question of who it is in terms of how you phrase your answer. Just letting you know. What is or who is? Yeah.
What is Moise Keane?
Hold on.
Nice.
Technically, who is a person. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Nigga, if he was on TV, what's that nigga?
Yeah,
Alex
as
Trebek,
Alex
he would have
Trebek,
said,
would've been
nah.
nice.
Let me get.
I wouldn't even get there.
Definitely.
Let me get Seb's intrigues for 200.
This Brazilian player
I got
pointed to his Copa Libertadores tattoo during a match in Brazil.
Fuck.
Marcelo responded by pointing to his 5 UCL trophies.
I got it. I brought it up on the pod.
He plays for I don't know. I remember having this conversation, but I don't remember.
Who is Gabigol?
Facts.
That was 200. Oh, I had 0, right? Okay. Let's do women's football 200.
This nation produced fan replicas of goalkeeper shirts and sold out within 5 minutes.
I got
Who
it.
is England?
Well done.
Or what is England? Yeah.
Josh.
We're just going around. Yeah, so Josh.
World Cup 100.
The player who scored took his shirt off and was sent
Got
off
it.
in the same sequence during the World Cup.
Who is Abubakar?
Well done.
And 2 for 2.
Still in last place.
True skis.
You're up.
True
This is the last round. This is the last round. Go big or go home.
Let's do general knowledge for 100.
Why are you weak as fuck?
Nah, because you might as well just go to try to win it and get a big number. But yeah.
A record label that collaborated with a
wait.
Spanish club on their home kit.
A record label.
I got it.
That's not fair. He's Spanish.
Fuck out of here, my nigga.
Bro, what is
A
that?
record label. Is it the Kiss thing?
What is OVO?
Well done.
October's very own.
Funny as fuck.
Wait, what kid?
Shit's
Barca.
hilarious.
First Classico with the
Barca.
Spotify thing. We cooked them niggas 3-1. We
Barca.
watched it. It was the day after my first date with Rose.
Barca.
That Sunday morning, we watched it.
I was thinking
at
of the
bar.
Barca kid with the lips
I
on.
know.
Yeah, but that's a band. This was actual music label. Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking of the wrong thing.
I'll do women.
Regardless.
I'll do women's football. 300.
This Spanish player has set the under-20 records for Spain in the 400
Who
meters.
is Salma Baruello?
Well done.
For
Come
sure.
This nigga cooked Joe.
Yeah. Josh, you can't get 600, so you
Yeah,
might
of
as well
course.
try to pass Kendrick.
Nah, well.
World Cup for 500 or odd stories and facts for 500?
But you could also do 300 and pass Kendrick.
You could tie it up.
Definitely.
No, you can't tie because you can't get 600.
I could get 100.
Oh, he's on 200 facts.
No, I'm saying to get to mine. He needs 600, which
yeah.
you can't do. So I'm saying you might as well try. You could do 200 to pass Kendrick.
I'm
as
just
well.
gonna have fun.
Yeah,
Seb's inquiries for 300.
let's go.
Andrea Pirlo told this player to stop shouting for the ball and to be quiet. Pirlo told this player that if he is open, he will find him.
I know who you're talking about.
Who is Kevin Prince Boateng?
Well done.
3 for 3.
That's a good one. I like
Nice.
that one.
I don't miss.
Josh has good shot selection. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
miss. That's all we need.
True. All right. Top 2
Um.
and not 2. Our fits for this week.
Yes. Does everybody have one?
Yep.
Yep.
You want me to
Have one?
introduce it?
Yes.
So, one thing that is very important for us to always cover is going to be our weekly fits of the week with Drippy Ballers. So, talking about our favorite fits of the week throughout the footy world. And so, for myself, I'm going to pick Tim Weah, who had a crazy fit. And I love that it came out in black and white as well when he posted it on IG. He had the fire ass bomber. He had the black gloves. He had the beanie on, real cozy in the cold times. So, that shit, it was a cold photo, for lack of a better word. Always, honestly, probably one of the best dressed players in the world, I would say. Definitely the best dressed American baller in my opinion. He's one of them. He's up there.
Damn.
And I like that he takes legit risks because a lot of footballers are kind of on some generic
Rapper.
high fashion rapper kind of like little baby style things.
Rapper boys.
Now that like older little babies starting to take some risks now, so they're just gonna wear some denim tears, some LV pants, whatever. But I feel like Tim really be putting on some different type of stuff. Shout out like a Jules Koundé as well, who dresses differently. Hector Bellerin as well. But yeah, for this week, I'm going with Tim Weah with that fit.
For a fact, I'm gonna throw it back to a little late in November. Actually, still relevant though. Kudus had a photo shoot with Emmy Africa, and he was, had his own cuckoo chain on, and a little suit he was wearing that was fire. So, I'm saying it's good to see that.
Why do niggas make that noise before they speak? We
Good question.
That was the break.
OD. I'm gonna throw it to a French baller, Marcus Thuram.
He be putting it on.
He for the Inter Milan Christmas party, which is hilarious. I didn't know they had Christmas parties.
Bro, Madrid had it too.
Yeah,
Hey, they was dripped out at the Madrid Christmas
didn't
party
know.
too. Put a little flicks in there.
You know, he had the cozy little cardigan on with the flare black pants. Just look really clean. I'm always a big fan of like the slim top with the flare pants.
Facts.
I think it looks good. Maybe not on me, but you know.
That's one of my styles. I like that shit too.
Yeah, I appreciate it when people freak it. So, yeah.
For me, I'm gonna shout out Memphis Depay, for his clothing brand, Memphis Depay Clothing. He put out like a custom hockey jersey.
Mm.
It was cool.
That you low
cool.
key rocking a hockey jersey
Yeah.
in a way right now.
Cool purple
Low
color, with the embroidered logo on the front, shades.
Hey,
Good fit,
man.
good fit, good flicks as well. So,
Shout out to Blind and Deaf to the World.
Yes, sir. The cornrows is tough too.
yeah, facts.
Looking good. But shit, man. We're talking about those fits of the week. We got to talk about our fits of the week as well. I don't know who wants to start first. I'm gonna go last because I want to make sure I talk about this shirt correctly. Because they got mad words and shit on it.
I'm wearing I don't know if it's fake, but it's a Jamaica jersey with number 10 on it, but it has an interesting little name on the back. Let me just you see that? You see that?
No.
Keep turning.
Oh.
Keep turning.
We could see it. We could see
Turn
it.
and keep turning.
Thanks, Josh. With Bob Marley on the back, so I thought it was cool.
It's cute.
It's cute, yeah,
Oh, it's my turn, I guess.
I suppose.
I
What is
have,
that, man? What are you wearing?
So this was a jersey that the MLS did for, well, the MLS and the FMF, which is not FMF. FMF is the next. The MLS and Liga MX did with a brand called Liberal Youth Ministries, which was started by a dude from Guadalajara, which is the place we visited recently. They did this collab for the Leagues Cup tournament. They had like a US version, a Mexico version is the US version. Shout out to all the people on the consumer products team at the MLS for constantly blessing me with gear. Yeah, black shorts.
The Hispanic Heritage Month
Both
kits they
us.
gave us 2 were fire as well.
Facts.
Those were super tough.
Facts.
Oh, dude.
Josh?
For a fact, shout out Carsico from the hat, the head top to the coat, Toronto on the chest. For me, shout out the Raptors.
What accent was that?
Oh, he's from the 6th fund. Don't play with me in Drizzy, cuz.
Toronto.
Yeah. I saw you got the CN Tower, man.
Toronto.
I was like a
Toronto.
Spanish.
No,
Yo, what you saying?
that's
The other
him.
day I heard an Australian Italian accent.
Nah.
Threw me. for
That's
a loop.
disgusting.
Yo, don't cheese me, bro.
You said you heard of Australian Italian before?
It was an Australian
no,
who had
no.
who like they're like he was Australian Italian, which I didn't know existed.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
scary.
Shorty, don't
That's
cheese
what they
me,
say
bro.
about you.
I know.
Cameroonian Italian.
Disgusting.
Disgusting's tough.
Listen, man.
Shout
I
out
think
to
you're not.
Onana.
I don't think you're
Onana?
disgusting.
Yeah, good game.
Fuck my fit.
Fuck your fit, nigga.
Definitely. I'm saying I don't know how the Raptors doing this season. Yeah,
They aight.
I've never heard anything about
So we been talking basketball. Shout out Jalen Brunson dropping
No,
a fucking
no,
50 piece
no.
on Vino Friday, 9 for 9 from 3-point range. But for my fit of this week, hold on, you want-
this guy. I was just gonna shout out the new originals,
Come
man, on the pants.
love that. All right, so I got on my waterproof Air Jordan 1s because, you know, a little rainy today in New York. Just some regular black denim from Zara. Not regular on the top is a collaboration between Supervision Studios, a black-owned LA streetwear brand. That's 3 straight weeks wearing LA brands. But black-owned streetwear brand who did a collaboration with Saba for merch for his album, A Few Good Things. On the side here, it says Thinking Different, and you got to see the back of the shirt as well. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Look back at it.
Look back.
Saba, for those who don't know, rapper out of Chicago. Seb, I know you're a big fan as well. One of my favorite rappers out there. Saw him in concert. Incredible artist. Akin to somebody like a Kendrick Lamar. Tells a lot of really beautiful stories through his music. And this design here with the young black boy with the Supervision logo on his forehead, telling him to think different and be himself in this cruel world that we live in. So, yeah, shout out Saba for that. And then, you know, fresh Brock's braids for Christmas.
Feliz
Did you
Navidad.
just compare Saba to Kendrick Lamar?
He's not.
That's a
off of
very
that.
good comparison.
You listen to Saba?
Yes, I had a very Saba phase. One of my
And
best friends.
So, like,
in
that's probably
college
the
was
best
from
comparison.
Chicago.
Good comparison.
Yeah.
Nah.
Who would you get? I'm not saying they're the same fucking artist at all, but like he's talked about how
terms of
inspired he was by
storytelling.
Kendrick, bro.
Nah.
Who would you say is like his inspiration in terms of
I
older
can't say
rappers?
who his inspiration is.
Bro, he's okay. I
Like-
can because he said it. It's
like, if
Kendrick.
you had to make- Nigga,
Yeah,
if you
bro,
had to
you
make
could
a-
say I could say I'm
Yeah,
inspired by Ronaldinho. That don't mean you should compare me to Ronaldinho.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
don't
but
play
Saba's
soccer
an elite
professionally, nigga.
rapper
Saba
that all rappers
raps.
respect. The fuck.
Even if I was a soccer player, if I
But,
compare,
okay, but
I
watch
could
this.
say
If
Ronaldinho
Neymar
is my
says it,
inspiration.
if Neymar says it, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
That's because Neymar is at that fucking level.
Okay, bro,
Like,
we're talking
what?
about style wise, not how big he is. Obviously, if Kendrick
No,
can
I'm
do
not-
the biggest world tour ever, you don't think style at all?
Saba raps like Kendrick Lamar.
No.
Are you
Not
only
raps,
in the room
like-
with
bro, I'm talking about
God?
the content.
That's pissed off. That's
the
not Kendrick
new album.
Lamar.
No,
at
no,
all.
no, bro. I'm not saying his music is only like
Shit.
Kendrick. I'm saying there's clear inspirations in the music.
Everybody's
instance, Care For
inspired by
Me.
Kendrick, nigga. Like he's one of the greatest.
Yeah, but there's other artists that sound way more like Drake, for instance,
I'm
or
not gonna-
J.
like,
Cole.
if you made a
Corday.
playlist-
Corday sounds way more like J. Cole than Kendrick or Drake.
But it's garbage.
Saba. Damn, that's DMV, bro.
Nah, he's not.
He's
He's not.
He's not. He's
You're
little.
dragging it.
He's fucking
Garbage.
His voice can be a little
Garbage
corny
is
sometimes.
crazy.
It depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
God.
His voice can be a little
I'll
generic.
literally throw my headphones away.
No.
Bro, that's
it
some
really-
Maryland shit, nigga. Come on.
I hate it.
Damn.
A
Y'all need somebody.
A
out there.
banana next to me in the shot is insane.
It's been there for drippy ballers and everything.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
like,
Guess what?
Nah,
Guess
you'll
what?
cut it,
Guess
we'll
what?
cut it.
Guess what?
I've
Guess
been
what?
like-
It's not
Guess
that.
what? He put it there.
yeah, I
Bro,
was
he
like,
trying
bro,
to put it on
what?
Santa. He was trying to put it on Santa.
I was,
Pause, but, yeah.
yeah, no, I was like,
Anyways.
bananas
Yo,
just
nigga, if you made a
chilling.
Why did you
playlist,
say nothing?
bro,
you
what am I
put
supposed
it there.
On accident, nigga.
Why you eating a
Anyways.
banana?
All right, better
I'm
question for
hungry,
you.
nigga.
Do you think someone who liked Good Kid, Mad City will probably like Care For Me by Saba? Better question. Yes.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
like being like, oh, do you think
All right, never mind. All right, next. All right, what all right, bro, never mind.
do you think somebody that
Bro,
likes
I was
Leao
like-
will also like Ronaldo? Like, yeah, sure.
No, okay, so last question. You made a playlist, right? Kendrick comes on and then Saba comes on. You wouldn't feel jarred by the switch in like vibe.
You can make a playlist of Neymar and make a playlist of Pacquiao,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't be jarred.
No,
Okay,
you
they're
wouldn't.
both
And-
Bro,
Brazilian.
music is more about style. We're not saying I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't even know where this is going. But
What a strange.
speaking of music, yeah, that's like because that's like a very normal
That's
comparison.
funny as
That's
fuck.
been heard mad times. No,
Nigga,
but speaking of
It's
music,
very normal. Saba,
Yeah.
Kendrick, very normal.
that's like the most normal. Yeah, Smino says that shit too. Now he be doing.
He
his own-
says it.
yeah.
Saba
Saba's
says
like, yeah, bro. Kendrick really inspired. He's like, yeah.
Nah, Gabe
can hear it.
actually heard Saba say it, and Kendrick said, "Fuck
yeah,
that."
that's. Nah, but speaking of
I'll find the
music,
interview where he said it. Like,
yeah.
No, bro, anybody could say I'm inspired.
I
by
know,
something
but
like
I'm
anybody,
surprised
like-
because you have phenomenal musical taste, and
Right.
I'm sure you can see there's ways that they're pretty similar. That's why I'm surprised. I'm just surprised if it coming from you type shit. That's all.
Sorry.
They said you're
No,
wrong.
it's not a disappointment. Bro, it's not a disappointment. I just thought I didn't think I wasn't ready for that to be a weird story.
right, like
No, I'm
he
just
said
saying-
you of all people.
I feel him though. I actually feel him.
Actually, no, it's just like because you say something you think is everyone thinks is bad. Normally, when someone's like, "What the fuck you talking about?" Nigga, I'm like, "Oh my bad." Like, I just thought he sounds okay. Anyway, speaking of music, it's been a great year in music. I don't know if y'all want to highlight any specific albums, artists, genres, your musical taste this year. I know y'all got super
Let's do this in
Francois.
let's do this in
You know what I'm
in 1 minute.
Absolutely,
French music.
Oh,
French
shit.
music. French music. Listen to French music. It's fun.
bro.
He says the same thing. He agrees.
Yeah, I love
Brent
French
Faiyaz.
music.
Hold on. Camera. Brent Faiyaz is the current king of R&B after that most recent album. That's my take from the year. The current one, not overall. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But right now, he's on top of the game.
I mean, yeah, everything y'all say. I mean, the French vibe. Y'all know my French vibe.
Listen to more French music.
Bet.
All right.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas, Feliz Navidad,
Yeah, facts.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy
Yeah.
Kwanzaa, whatever you
Buon
celebrate. If you're not
Natale.
celebrating.
The last
We love y'all. We
podcast.
appreciate
Bon année,
y'all. The
bon
last
année.
pod of 2020.
This
Merci,
the last
merci beaucoup.
podcast was the last part of 2023. This
It was
was the last.
The last.
We don't, guys.
All right, y'all.
Last.
Love y'all.
Everybody go
get
chop
up breakfast.
breakfast. Shayo.
Shayo.